Hi, it's Joe from PrepAgent. Ooh, excuse my cough. Back here with Luna. How are you doing, Luna?
Good. How are you, Joe?
Good. So today I want to talk about why agents should use a YouTube channel. Many of them disregard it because it, excuse me, it is scary, putting yourself out there. It's scary for me. I always did the keynote presentations for a long time, as everybody knows. It took me a while to get to this point. You did it right off the bat. And people often want to think, why do you want to do it? So first I want to tell people before Luna and I get in this conversation is people got to realize YouTube is the second biggest search engine on the internet. First is Google, but tons of people search, and if you get highly ranked on YouTube, that's huge. And we'll talk a little more how to do that in a second. But why'd you go with YouTube?
Well, before I joined real estate, I'm really passionate about fitness and makeup. So I had a small channel that I do makeup tutorial. It's just for the fun of it. So that's why before I started this real estate channel, I have a little bit of background of like how to film and how to upload and everything. But then once I start to get into real estate, I'm like, YouTube is great. Like people can recognize you from YouTube, and using YouTube making videos, you can also market, do marketing on your listing or, just brand yourself. So that's why, I just started, and then I become aware of how important social media is, and, for example, YouTube.
Yeah. So a few things so people get the idea of how powerful YouTube is. So after you watch this video, do me a favor for everybody watching. Look up your area code and see what comes up. You'll see YouTube videos come up. Look up PrepAgent. You'll see YouTube videos come up. Look up a lot of addresses in your area. You'll see YouTube videos come up. It's a very easy way to get yourself highly ranked. And because you had that experience with making YouTube videos, this is a very easy transition. But I want people to understand that technical aspect, that even if your video is not the greatest video in the world, it'll get you highly ranked on the search engines. Because YouTube videos go up much faster than any website you're going to build or any type of profile you're going to have. So that's one of the big advantages of doing this. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And then also the other thing about YouTube that I would say is, I found you through YouTube. Okay, so there are so many people right now who has a channel who is, giving a great content of like, what are some things new agents should do? Like how, their listing presentation or for sale by owner calls. Like a lot of people do that type of YouTube videos, which I think it's great because it provides the society with a bunch of things that they give back to you, something that you can learn. And that's the other thing that I learned from YouTube, social media. And then I just feel like every video that I'm making, it takes me time to do research. And then at the meantime, I'm educating myself as well.
Oh my God, that's so huge. I tell that to people all the time. I tell people you need to either do blog posts, podcasts, or videos. Obviously, we're talking about videos right now. But it's not only because you provide information, but in research and information, exactly like you said, you are actually creating knowledge for yourself. I believe as a real estate agent, if you really are serious about this, you should chronicleize what you're learning. Because everything you're learning is going to be helpful to people you're working with or even fellow agents. And what I mean by chronicleize, so for example, you had a team meeting today, right?
Yes.
Can you talk at all about what you learned today, or is it like private, super broker information?
I can talk about it. So basically it's they have a training that they teach you like how to deal with the buyer side. This is what I learned today. So I did watch a couple videos as well, but it's unfortunately it's not a YouTube video. It's the video that they provide within the training. So I guess you would have to pay for it. Like it's a private access. So what they talk about in a 2 minutes video, they were saying what are some things that you're supposed to ask a buyer? Like what are some things that you're aware of? Like are they pre-qualified? Like what price range are they looking for? Like some of the things how you're supposed to say it, how you're supposed to phrase a sentence just to make it sounds more polite, but you get what you want. So that's like what I learned with my meeting today.
So here's what I would do, and maybe this isn't the best topic for it, but you may be able to work it, is I would jot down what you learned. Then I would do an audio of it, speak it. So write it down, speak it, and now you have a podcast as well. And then
Right.
what you do with that is you could take that audio and lay it over onto visuals, which could be Keynote, which could be PowerPoint if you have, which could be photos or video you have of yourself. And so if you're afraid of putting the camera like we are now, that's one way to do it. Or you could just straight up record yourself discussing what you learned today. You don't have to say, I learned this today. Be like, you could just say, I found some information I want to share. Now what you've done is created content that's helpful for a lot of people, helpful for buyers, helpful for other agents. You've kind of relearned what you learned this morning. I mean, you only truly know something when you could teach it. When you kind of regurgitate it is when you really know it.
I really like what you just said. Like you have to teach in order for you to understand that you yourself fully understand the material.
That's
like,
true.
That's a great way of testing it out if you truly understand that.
Fix my shirt. I want to be professional.
And the other thing that I start to be aware of YouTube is there are a lot of real estate related YouTube channels on the social media right now. But some of the channel, they post lots of video with great content, but most of their video are listings. So I don't know, have you ever seen like people's channel that they only have like 40, 30 subscriber, but then all the content that they provide are listings?
Yes, and that's very short-sighted. It's not bad that they do that, just so you're clear. Hold that thought. I want to go back to what we were talking about with what you learned. So if you did that video or did the writing on the buyer stuff, what you're doing is before anybody sees anything, before we get that personality cross or all the stuff that's you're creating what's called keywords, okay, which are tags on the internet. Which means so somebody looks up buyers, the city you have, whatever, Anytown, USA, zip code 106834, whatever your zip code is. You're going to come up higher in the rankings because you just did a video about buyers with that zip code, and also that town name. So that content gets brought up. And that's also why I don't love it when people use websites of their brokerages, is they don't have that ability. You want the ability on your website, and we'll do another conversation about websites another time. You want the ability to write down content, because that content gets picked up by the search engines. People get so caught up if people read it, if they like what they read. Well, it's more important Google reads it. Google picks it up because it's all about getting the search engine traffic and getting more picked up. So now you have it on the search engine picked up, and you said you create that audio, you create a podcast. Podcasts are super easy. Cost $5 a month. It's not that much work if you do what we're saying. Just record what you're learning. And you also create that YouTube video, and we'll talk also about the title that you put in that YouTube video, the description, and the tags down below. So people click on it and they go there. So that's really important there. Going through that person who does the listings, well now if they have a good listing, okay, they have the address up there. And think about what I just said about those tags. So in that listing, they have a description with the town name, the zip code, and other keywords. It's so important the keywords that are there. So if you look at a lot of my exam prep videos, I try to do a lot of titles and keywords that draw a lot of people. I have to be a little more creative with mine because I have so many of them. I don't even know how many I have now. As of this video, we just hit 5 million views. Woo woo!
Wow!
I know. Very exciting. So I got to be a little more creative with the titles and the descriptions and everything else I put into it because obviously I have so many videos, I can't use the same one over and over again. So for listings, it's crazy for me when somebody doesn't put a YouTube video up there. But now keep in mind, you don't need a listing to get those advantages.
Right.
You could take your camera with, a selfie stick going, hey, what's up? It's Luna. And go in your community and do the same thing with those tags. I work with buyers. If you want to list your house, use the correct keywords, show the video of the community, talk about the community, and use the zip code. It's a big one. Use the zip code, the street you're on, things of that nature. So you may not have 3564 Main Street, but you can still have Main Street, Anytown, USA, 4360 in all your tags. And so for a new agent don't have listings yet, it's a great way to look like a listing agent and look like you have a lot of business without having it yet. But I just can't emphasize enough, the YouTube video gets you up there in the rankings so fast.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Also, if we would have time, like maybe next week, I'd like to talk about how to expand your subscribers. I feel like right now, my subscriber mostly are probably, people who watch videos with you and then they subscribe to my channel. Maybe they're in the same shoes, like people who are just past their exam. They're like, oh, she's new, I'm new, I want to follow her journey. That's mostly my subscribers right now. But if I, let's say, would want it to have a lot more clients to look at my YouTube channel, like how would I redirect the content in my video to get more subscribers? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's a conversation we'll have another time, because that's a whole nother conversation, getting the subscriber list. But first I want to talk about more the advantage of getting YouTube video up there, because I want people to realize that even if it's not great, don't worry about it. It still gets your personality out there. Even if it's as simple as just going with the camera and filming yourself talking, saying something interesting.
I'm worried about it. That's why it takes me so long to film my YouTube videos. Like, is that the right thing to say? Like, sometimes I self-doubt myself because I want to present myself like the perfect in front of a camera, But, but I understand raw is good because you want it to be real.
Well, also what I'm getting at is not as many people are seeing the video in the beginning. It's more about getting it up there in the rankings, getting some traction with YouTube and Google. Mm-hmm. So when you do make these quality videos, you have some history with Google and YouTube.
Right.
Does that make sense? Because you get so caught up with that first video, as you saw, you did a great video, but not many people saw it. Mm-hmm. So you don't really have the traction yet.
That's true. Would you recommend me, like as a new person who's new to YouTube, like do a video once a week, or, like how frequent do you post when you first started your YouTube channel?
So regularity is huge, especially if you're doing something like we're doing now. I mean, this morning you had your meetings. I was a little busy. You're like, Joe, you have time. And one thing we said, I wrote to you. I was like, yeah, but what we should do is to keep the regularity going.
Okay.
Because you want to be consistent with everything you're doing, with all it, especially if people like what you're doing. It's a little different when you're doing exam content or informational stuff, what they call evergreen content. Evergreen content's really good. And what I mean by evergreen content, it means it doesn't matter if you made it 1 year ago or 1 year in the future. It always applies. It doesn't really matter. And you could say what we're doing now is somewhat evergreen content because YouTube is going to change, but what we're talking about is going to be pretty consistent for a while. We're talking about basic things.
That's good to know.
Yeah, and as for getting the subscribers and all those up there, that's a big thing about social media, with your Facebook, your Twitter. And one thing you want to do, like we're doing now, is just partner up with people.
Right.
Like we said before in other videos, you came to me and you said, hey, I have this idea. I said, okay, great. How about and I gave you the option. I said we could put it on your channel or we could put it on mine. I could put a link to yours. And you said, well, I don't have a lot of subscribers. Maybe I'll put more on my own channel in the future, but right now nobody's there. So I'm going to piggyback on yours, and you're going to put the video on my channel, and we're going to link it back to yours, which got you, a good 50 or 100 subscribers right off the bat.
Yeah, it was 100 now.
Right, and what it did for me, it gives me this great content, the ability to talk to you, and, and it's a mutual relationship. So when people look for those type of things, it works out very well.
Yeah.
So that's that for now. Anything else on your mind before we leave for today? So we're
good, Joe.
All right, we're good. So this is Joe from PrepAgent with Luna. And we'll see you guys next week in the effort to keep it consistent, like I just said.
Right.
Okay, talk to you later.
Bye.